Hello and good afternoon. We're here today with another episode of Art with the Armory. And I'm here today I'm Ann Hales, the Associate State Director of Outreach for Central Alabama of AARP. And I'm back with the talented stars of the Armory Learning Arts Center in Montgomery and the Arts Council of Montgomery, Danae Morgan, who is the Cultural Arts Director, and Margaret Barber, who is the Arts Program Coordinator. I think I got that right this time.
You did good, Ann.
Okay. And so I do want you to explain a little bit about, because we were talking about this before this, what the Armory Learning Arts Center is, and the Arts Council of Montgomery, and how that works, because they're two separate, but explain that a little bit, because people around here really know what that is.
Well,
either one.
Okay. The Armory Learning Arts Center is a 30-something thousand square feet facility that provides art classes for adults and children. We have Alabama Dance Theater is on site, and also Armory Gymnastics is on site in the very back of the building. It's been around since the 80s, and I think, right, Danae? And
Yes.
We provide lots of programming through the Arts Council, which is housed at the Armory, but we have programming for high school students, junior high school students. We coordinate with the Architectural Institute of America. I always get that wrong. They're going to kill me. Anyway, but yeah, we have quite a bit of programming that we do that is housed here under the umbrella of the Arts Council of Montgomery.
Okay.
And you're a program.
And we are a program, and we have been doing this for a couple of years anyway. So we're excited to be able to bring these programs to you virtually on Facebook and on YouTube. And so we're going to move right into what we're doing today. This is a real treat. We're going to be doing sugar scrubs and soap making. And they're beautiful. They really are, the things that we're going to do. So I will let them tell you also a little bit more about what this is, and then we'll jump right into how to do this. I do want to remind people that you can revisit this Facebook page and the YouTube page for AARP Alabama, and it will stay on our pages. You can look under the videos under Facebook. On YouTube, you can just search for AARP Alabama, and you'll see the videos there. And it's also on the Armory pages as well. So if y'all tell us a little bit more about the projects that we're going to do, and then we'll get into the videos.
Sure. Thank you again for having us. It's always great to be with you, Ann, and the AARP family. I was trying to think how these projects came about, and ever since I was little, my mom and I always made handmade Christmas gifts. And this particular project is not something we did back then, because that was a long time ago. But my friends and I actually get together every year and do that as well. And so a couple of years ago, we came up with the idea of making handmade soaps and the sugar scrubs. And it's just easy, really nice gifts that you can give. I've given them to my child's teachers. We make some for the staff every year here. And we also make them for ourselves. I keep these things in my shower and by my kitchen sink at home.
Yeah. Last year I got one, and my little grandson absolutely adores the snowflake. That's his favorite soap.
Oh, great. Well, we're going to start with the sugar scrub. And let me show you. The sugar scrubs are the easier one, I think, that you said of the two projects. We'll show the supplies that you need here. And also afterwards, we'll post these in the comments so that you can come back and look just for the supplies. But you can always rewatch this video to see these instructions. So here are the sugar scrub supplies. Danae, you want to go over those if there's anything that they need to know in particular?
Yeah,
or that's in the video too.
It is in the video, but it's very basic supplies, just your household white granulated sugar, coconut oil, which is readily available at most stores these days. The essential oil is probably the more rare product of the bunch. And we'll talk about that a little bit later as far as what you're looking for when you buy an essential oil. And then the colorant is, it can be found at any craft store. It's mainly used for a soap colorant, and so it may say that on the label, but I also have ordered those online as well.
Okay. All right, so we will go ahead and show the video, and if you have any questions, please be sure to put those in the comments, and we'll get to those questions, try to get to those questions right after this.
This is our holiday snowflake soap. This is an easy project that makes a beautiful gift. Our first step is to cut 16 ounces or 1 pound of glycerin soap base.
I started the wrong one, didn't I? So I'm going to go back and do the sugar scrubs. Please excuse me. Maybe I'll be able to figure that one out.
This is our lavender sugar scrub. This is a great gift for family and friends, especially during the holiday season. Our first step is to measure out 1/3 cup of coconut oil. Coconut oil comes in a solid form, and so for this project we'll be melting that in our microwave. So you want to put this in a microwave safe bowl. And our microwave is 1250 watts, which only takes 1 minute to melt it down. Now that is going to vary depending on your microwave wattage. And you want to stir this out, make sure there are no lumps in the oil. Your next step is to add 15 drops of lavender essential oil. This creates a really nice scent for the scrub. Then you want to add 1 cup of white granulated sugar. Stir this very well to incorporate all ingredients. And there are a lot of different recipes out there. I like to have a recipe that is not super oily. I like it to be a little more granular feeling to go on the skin. And this is where we add colorant to our mixture. I've added 3 drops of purple colorant to go along with our lavender scent. And you want to mix this in really well and fully incorporate the color. Now the colorant does want to clump on the sugar, so I take a spoon and I press that down really well. And I've decided that the purple is not dark or deep enough, so I added 3 more drops of colorant, giving us a total of 6 drops of colorant to the mixture. You just really want to work this and incorporate that color into all the granules of sugar. And you can see how nicely that's coming along. So this is just a little additive here. You can do this or not do it. A friend of mine had gifted me some dried lavender, and so I just threw a couple handfuls in here, just add a little something extra to it. And you work that in. And then this is going to make 1 pint mason jar full. So you just fill your jar up. And you can use any jar here that you would have. I just happen to have just a simple jar on hand, and you can see how pretty this turns out. There are lots of recipes out there, and this is a really nice gift giving project.
That doesn't look too hard. I think I could do that.
Very easy.
Is it difficult to do?
No, not at all. It's funny, I just assumed people knew what a sugar scrub was, but I did have a friend walk in the other day when we were making this. So we should probably tell what a sugar scrub actually is. It is really a great moisturizer. The coconut oil will really nicely moisturize your skin, especially in the winter. And then the sugar, the texture of the sugar really scrubs off and sloughs off your dead skin. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 type thing. Like I
Mhm.
said, I do keep it a jar by my kitchen sink, and it
Okay.
leaves your hands really nice and soft. And I also keep a jar in my shower, maybe after you shave your legs or you get down to your feet and your elbows. It's really nice to put a little coat on there. Um, I was going to say one of the
Yeah.
things that in the video I mentioned not making it super oily, and that is purely a safety issue. I've had some, Margaret too, we were talking about this. We've had some scrubs where you're so slick and oily when you get out, like you're going to fall in the shower, in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
bathtub. So,
Yes, we might have to call the
yeah,
paramedics on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. We do not want anybody to fall. So be
No.
sure you maybe have a bath mat or something nearby that you can quickly get on, or a
Yeah.
towel that you can wipe off. Don't stand up in a if the tub if you're taking a tub bath or doing that with this, be sure that it's not slick on the bottom before you get up. Um, yeah, I think that's very important to know. Let's see if we have any. I don't see any questions. One says we do have one. Mason jars are in short supply. Can
Hmm.
you recommend other containers?
yes,
Well,
actually, I can show you a couple of things. If I can get this camera right. This is the one that I made, and then I just added some little decorations on it. This is just a piece of rosemary right out of my yard. Um, this is not really a mason jar. This came from a dollar store, and it was only $1. But it has a really cute metal lid to it. You can really put these in lots of different containers. These are the little tiny mason jars. And actually, we did have that difficulty also. There are not a lot of mason jars out there. I'm assuming that people are canning during COVID. I don't know what that's about. Um, but this is a little one, and I just hand sent the peppermint sugar scrub on there and added a cute little ornament to it. And then this third one is this type of jar that has
Okay.
little spring.
And that one also is done with that one is also done with the brown sugar, which is a little bit
Yeah,
different. And so same proportions.
yes, you can use the same
Okay.
proportion. In this one, I used brown sugar. I used, of course, the coconut oil. Those are that's the base of the project is your sugar and your oil. And then anything else you add in is going to be like your, um, for this one, I actually put some pumpkin pie spice. You can make these with things right in your kitchen. I added a little cinnamon oil in it.
Okay.
I think that was it. There's no colorant in this one because I like the natural color of the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we can talk about the colorant though. Like I said, it can just be bought on at any craft store. It says that it's soap colorant. That's mainly what it's used for. I would not recommend food coloring for this project, just because I feel like it would maybe discolor your skin, and
That's
I
what I
don't
was
think you want
wondering if the color that's what I was wondering if the color if it would color your skin. So
to. Yeah, this
this
one will
won't.
not.
Okay.
Right,
And that's and tell
exactly.
me
Yeah.
again, what is it that you're looking for?
This
It's
is just
not food coloring.
right,
Okay.
right, right. This is specifically made for craft projects. So this is a coloring. I will say with the oils, you do want to, there are a lot of different oils out there. And I really like to use something that's pure grade, therapeutic grade. And that just means there are no chemicals or additives put in there. Some of your less expensive oils may have some additives in it. And I just don't like to put any more chemicals, on my body then I
Yeah.
have to.
I think
So
that's the
those
beauty
things
of,
to me are
yeah.
important.
I think that's the beauty of being able to do this at home is that you can control what you're putting in, right? And you don't get all the other additives in there. So we have another
Yes, and it,
question. Hello, lovely ladies. Hello, Carol and Strickland. Are there any other types of oil you can use aside from coconut oil, like sweet almond oil, maybe?
yes, you can. You can use sweet almond. You can use olive oil. There are a lot of recipes out there using the different oils. It would be the same proportion for your recipe. And there are recipes called for oil. But that's what I was talking about. You can almost get too oily in this, and it is a safety issue. But you can see the finished product is a little more granular and not real goopy.
Okay.
And somebody asked, like, how much do you use? And there's no really right answer for that. I just kind of scoop my hand in there and grab a little bit out and when I'm washing or when I'm in the shower. And you can figure that out. It's pretty easy to do. But they make really cute little presents, pictures like it and things like that. I love getting any kind of handmade present. So
Do you know what is there a shelf life on this? I mean, is there a certain amount of time that probably just as long as it still looks good?
Wouldn't you think a
Yeah.
year
yeah.
would be, I mean,
I'm just wondering,
reasonable?
you know.
Well, it's funny you asked that. I was cleaning upstairs in my kid bathroom, and there was still a container of this that we made last Christmas, and it was an orange scent, and I took it because they weren't using it, so I took it for myself. And it does get a little drier over time, and all you have to do is put a little water in there, and it just I won't say it lathers. It does not lather, but
Right.
it kind of oils back up and is usable. So um, I, I don't think it's going to go bad. I have not had
Okay.
that happen.
So the reason I was thinking of that is because if people wanted to really make these, you know, and not just for the holidays now, but for other occasions, you know, how when you want to make it early for gifts, maybe a few months
Yeah,
away, people who plan far ahead, much more than I do, who might want to do something like that. Yeah. So great. I think this is great. Oh, there's one. Tawana writes, is there a major difference between using the colorant drops and using the powder colorant?
Hmm.
I have
Good question.
never used powder, but I would not think so. And the colorant is really depends on your taste. You could I would say, begin with a few drops, mix it in, see if you like it. You're going to be in the pale um, range at that point, and then add more as you go. You don't want to go crazy, and you can't lighten it, but you can always darken it by
Right.
adding more drops. Yeah.
Right. Good. And I guess if you get a color and you're not positive that it's made for this, you could just try a little bit. Be sure you test it on yourself or something before you
Yeah.
make an orange arm or something like that. Okay, so
Your
let's
friends.
move on. I think no, I love this. And I've used sugar scrubs. I think they're really nice to use. And today, before the holidays, it's a stressful time. It's been it's always stressful during the holidays, but it's a lovely time too. So this can help us remember that at Thanksgiving and Christmas and all, and Hanukkah and all the beautiful holidays, we can think about and be thankful and take a little time for ourselves and also give some of that time to somebody else. So I think these are some nice ways to do that. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is soap making. So now I'll start that one, right? And the soap making supplies right here. So again, Danae or Margaret, is there anything special that they need to know from this? These are the supplies, and I'll let you go over that, and then we'll move into the video.
Okay. There are really a couple options out there for soap making, and that would be goat's milk, and that is literally what it says it is. The goat's milk is going to be more of a creamy type soap that is not translucent. It's going to have a more opaque look, and I have an example of that we'll show later. Or the glycerin soap base, which is more your transparent, your see-through soaps. So that would be your base. And then we also use essential oils again for this. And this is essential oils are all about the scent. That is where you're getting your smell from. On this particular one, it is a peppermint. And then we use a colorant again when we want to color the soap. This one that's coming up is a blue color. And then any kind of mix-ins. You can put lavender in these. You can put rosemary, loofah slices. We'll talk more in depth about that. I've also used oatmeal and coffee in soaps, and I've got some examples to show later.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on into the video, and then we can talk about this a little bit more.
This is our holiday snowflake soap. This is an easy project that makes a beautiful gift. Our first step is to cut 16 ounces or 1 pound of glycerin soap base down into very small cubes for melting. Your glycerin soap base can be found at most craft stores and can even be ordered online. So you want to place your small cubes into a microwavable safe bowl. Which then goes into your microwave. Our microwave is 1250 watts, so this is going to be different depending on the wattage of your microwave, but for ours, we start with 30 seconds. You don't want to over melt this or overcook this, so we're going to take it out every 30 seconds to check the consistency. The more you stir it, it will melt down. So you just want to stir it, smooth it out, and then put it back in the microwave. So it's not there yet. So you're might need to scrape off any of clumps that are on your spoon or in your bowl, and then we're going to stick it back in the microwave. It does get very hot, so you might want to use a cloth or a pot holder. So it goes back in for another 30 seconds, and we'll see where we're at. So at this point, it should be melting down pretty well. We ended up going a total of 2 minutes, so that was 4 different times in the microwave for 30 seconds each. So then we're going to add 10 drops of peppermint oil into our mixture. The next step is to put your colorant in, and I didn't really measure this, just squirt the blue colorant into your mixture until you get the desired color. I usually like mine to be a little bit darker. And so I added a little more blue, and you want to work fast here because this does set up really fast. So we're pouring this into a beautiful snowflake mold, which makes 6 bars of soap. Getting all of the soap base poured in. And it's as simple as that. At this point, you're going to want to just let the soap sit for at least an hour. Sometimes I let it sit overnight, depending on what I'm doing. And then when you come back to it, you're going to gently pop the soap out of the mold. Ours is very intricate and has a lot of details, so I'm going slowly. And here you go. A beautiful bar of soap that would be great for any gift giving.
That's beautiful. And you have some examples there too of some that have already been packaged together,
Yes,
right?
this,
Because I love that. It's so pretty, but that as you had it packaged in that, yeah, that's beautiful.
you see that. So this is just the peppermint one, and they smell wonderful. We were doing this
They
at
really do.
work, and everybody starts coming in, what's that smell? And so they smell really great. They're so pretty when they're packaged up. Put a little of the little paper confetti in there, and then just tied off with a little small ornament. I do want to show the glycerin that we used is this, and you can find this online. You can also find it. Did I get that right there? Okay. You can also find this at your local craft stores. And I have a few more examples if we want to see that. I will say that I have never made these in the microwave, and the only reason I did it here is because we were at work and it was just easier. I usually do melt my soap base down on the stove, and I use a Dutch oven, some kind of thick pan that where it won't overcook. This is a little harder on the scale. The Sugar Scrubs, the simpler project. This is a little bit harder. It's not hard by any means, but you do have to work quickly. That soap base will set up on you in that bowl in a minute. So you want to work quickly. My friends and I usually tag team that. They're throwing stuff in and I'm stirring and getting it into that mold. That's where the pressure is kind of on to get that done pretty quickly.
So probably you don't want to double this recipe either, because if you know, I'm one that's prone to double something so I can make more. But that would be hard to work with a larger amount, Jim, because of the speed you have to do. Okay.
Yeah, these soap molds too, and I can show this. Usually it sticks in a tray here, and I usually put this on a cookie sheet, so you're not trying to move it later. If you ever need to move this out of your way while it's setting up, it's nice to have it on a cookie sheet. These are just the silicone. They're usually in the bakery section at the craft stores is where I have found them. They're all shapes and sizes of these. I've made little Christmas stockings and little gingerbread men and just simple round ones. They also have your traditional rectangular bar of soap. This one matches the sugar scrub that we made. This is a rosemary lavender. And so I just took some rosemary out of my garden and kind of pulverized it, crushed it up, and put it in there before I poured the soap mixture in. This one smells really, really great. This is a honey oatmeal, and this is really nice. So this is the goat's milk that we were talking about, which is totally different than the see-through, the translucent glycerin. So this is more of a creamy type soap that you're not, okay. It's dense looking. This has honey and oatmeal from the kitchen in it. The possibilities are really endless. This is our favorite one, and this is what we made for our staff last year. This is a little harder to see. Let me try to get it there.
I'm going to put it to where you can see her. Yeah.
Am I there?
Yes.
An orange.
Yes.
Let's move that little. So it's an orange loofah. And we can talk about loofah. Loofah is such an interesting vegetable that our own Margaret and her husband, they grow these things in their yard. And I think we have a picture.
We do have a picture and we have a question too, but let me show the picture real quick. This is, Margaret, tell us about that.
Loofahs, I had always thought sponges, the loofahs grew in, were ocean sponges. And then I saw something at the uh, Master Gardeners, and somebody had these loofah seeds, and they gave us seeds. So we planted some, and they're beautiful. They're like giant zucchini, and they've got a real fibrous infrastructure. And then once they're dry, you can put them in a bleach and water solution and slough off all the skin, and then you're left with this wonderful skeleton that Danae is holding. That's just the plant structure, and it works really well to scrub. Um, I keep one by my sink and use it to scrub skillets and pots and pans, and then when you're done, you can throw it in the dishwasher and use it again. So they're really versatile. They work really great in the bath, obviously, and I love the soaps with it because it can really give you a good scrub.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
it looks kind of looks like an orange slice here, and that's the
Mhm.
glycerin soap with the orange additive, and then the backside's got the rougher texture here with the loofah.
And I know those are, you can find those online and in the uh, stores as well. We had one other question that Dorothy Thornton had asked,
Goat's milk.
where do you find the goat's milk? And that was a question I was, where do you find some of these supplies? Because I know some you can get at your big box stores, but you can also order a lot of
Yeah.
this online too, right?
Yes. It's a lot of people really into the soap making now, so it's more readily available. We just went locally here in Montgomery and went to, I won't say the names, but we went to a couple of big box stores, and they have an entire section for soap making, and with they have some molds and the colorant, and so it's going to come. I don't have an example of the goat's milk one with me, but it comes in a container like this, and they come in little cubes that then you cut down. But you can also get the stuff. I've ordered it online, the glycerin and the goat's milk.
Because the goat's milk comes, like you said, comes in cubes. So it's different. Is it different than what you would get? I mean, because people can drink goat's milk. So it's a different specific kind of thing for the soap making.
Yes, I have not
Okay.
really researched it, but I think it is not something that you're going to, the typical person's not going to have something like that.
So this is specific to, I guess, soap making is what I'm thinking versus, just a goat's milk kind of product.
Right.
And
I think what we've used here is a ready-made soap base with goat's milk in it, just like the glycerin is a ready-made soap base of glycerin. You can start from scratch with goat's milk and all the other soap making products that are out there. A friend of mine in North Alabama makes hers from goat's milk, just from scratch, and that's a hugely labor intensive project. But you can look it up. I'm sure it's online. But yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to be able to make something using some ready-made soap bases that are out there, and they're good. I mean, we've been really pleased with what we've produced.
Good. Let me see if we have any other questions or comments. No, I don't think so. I had one question. The molds, you said you usually get those or can find those in the cooking sections. So these are silicone molds that can be used for cooking as well. Are these specific to soap making?
They are not. Most of the molds that I've found out and about in the stores, I have ordered a lot of them online, but these are typically used for making candy. So people will do poured chocolate in here, and it's really this one's super intricate. That's what I was talking about. It has a lot of detail here, so I can imagine this would be really pretty to make chocolates out of too. Maybe we need to do a show on that.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that then too. Okay. And I just want to remind everybody, if you are tuning in, we're about to tune out here. We are about at the end of our broadcast today, but we have created or shown you how to create some wonderful things that you can use for holiday gatherings, or for holiday gifts, not for gatherings. I guess it would be an interesting gathering. You could use for holiday gifts and or for yourself during the holidays or any time of the year. These are special soaps and the sugar scrubs. So we will post these on Facebook and also on YouTube. They will also be on the Armory's Facebook and YouTube pages. Let me see. We had a couple other comments. Oh, someone asked, do you need to spray the molds with oil before filling them?
No.
No.
I
had wondered that.
Yeah, you do not have to spray it with anything. And I am a spray fanatic at home when I'm baking. I spray everything, but these do not require any spray. You do want to let them sit at least an hour. If you get, and it's hard to resist to pull that mold back and see what the product is, but let them sit for an hour. Sometimes I let them sit overnight if I go do something else, and then I come back to them the next day for a big reveal. But they need to set up and harden really well before you mold them.
Well, I can't wait. I'm going to try these. There are several things that we have done this year that I'm going to go back, and I've ordered towels to make for what were those called, Margaret?
Batik.
The batik towels. So I have ordered my towels and still have to get the paint, and I'm going to make some of those for the holidays. So lots of ideas here for gifts, but also just for fun and just creativity. Join us next month and show them. Now you brought an example of what we have done. A gnome.
We're making little Christmas gnomes. Super easy to make. Very affordable. They're very trendy right now. They're in lots of the little boutiques. You can make a little family. They're actually cuter in person than they look here, but
They're
we've got
really
little
cute.
gnome socks. Can you see those? Those
are
little gnome
cute.
socks that we used for the base. They're really cute.
So we will post those. We'll do a post on Facebook to tell you it's coming, and we can tell you the supplies that you'll need for that, and then you can watch next month in December. So watch for that on Facebook. And so that brings us to a close. We have some upcoming events that I want to show you, and this will be a part of it. Thank you, ladies, for joining us
Thank you,
today, and let's do it again.
Yes.